What is up, everybody? So, I dropped a couple of shorts because YouTube has been bugging me about doing shorts and adding shorts to my content. So, I have been on this whole dating conversation because I've been just really intrigued by the idiocy in the red pill space and just the beta people that actually exist there. And, I've been going back and forth with some people from that space who are defending Just Pearly Things, who I think is the saddest, ultimate grifter. I mean, she says the most absurd things about women. And it's really just, to me, when you hear what she's saying and how it really just sort of contradicts who she is and what she's about. Women should be virgin, and I think I lost my virginity around 19 or 20, 19, 20. So it's like, this girl she tries to frame women as being everything that she's not. This is what men are desirable. This is what men want. And it's almost as if Pearl was just like, it doesn't apply to me. I'll never get it. So I'm just going to lecture other girls on how to get it, because right now I'm a failure at it. I'm a failure. Her dating clock is ticking where, actually it already surpassed because I guess 20 women over 25 have issues. So we now know that Pearl has issues talking to all these beta men that she talked to. But the dating space is interesting, and it's like Twitter is an interesting space. And when you divert from the whole politics things and just get into the business of people and how they function, then you kind of understand sort of this whole gender wars thing and how really ridiculously funny it is because men and women have been equally indoctrinated and conditioned to believe certain things about themselves, relationships with each other, and all the while, this is what I said on Twitter. I said, gender wars are hilarious to me. Both men and women in this nation have been indoctrinated and conditioned into their misery, and they did so with their free will. Many people don't comprehend having will that is governed by true wisdom and higher consciousness. People don't know that, right? And so all they know is their feelings, they know their rejections. They know that they have not been desired by the people that they've wanted to desire them. And that's really what's happening in the red pill space is you have all of these rich people, because a lot of these come from legacy wealth families. Just Pearly Things comes from legacy of wealth. The woman could do almost anything, right? And so you have her who can just do almost anything. So she decides she wanted to grift on a manosphere, recycle, regurgitate Kevin Samuels' talking points, and basically be the female champion for men. And it's so absurd that, like I said, it's almost like she's like, I'm just going to say something extreme because I need clicks and likes and I need people to engage. And I'm going to also feed into these woman-hating red pill culture who thinks that women need to be in the kitchen and are anti-feminist and they believe that feminists has ruined the patriarchy. And then when you listen to the rhetoric on the red pill side, you're like, dude, I completely understand why feminists exist now because of these chauvinistic people. And Pearl, she perpetuates male chauvinism, right? And for some reason, these beta males believe that their chauvinistic views of how men and women should operate in union and in partnership in a household is somehow alpha, right? And you got all these beta men that Pearl is talking to who believe that they're alpha because they have a certain net worth because Kevin Samuels done lied to these men and told them that a high value man is a man that makes a certain amount of money. But then some of these men, they start making that amount of money and they're still having a hard time pulling the women that they want. They're like Lizzo, right? And this is the reality. You know, I think that there are women that are way more attractive than me. You know what I mean? So I don't ever want to come off arrogant or anything like that. But here's the thing. There are some people that, when you're talking about societal ideas of just beauty, raw, natural beauty, and I'm not talking about like, that you can't wear hair extensions, you can't wear makeup. But when you're talking about that that we see today, right? That women sort of gravitate to that excessive obsession for beauty, then you understand why there's so many lonely people, because more times than not the average person do not live up to those standards, whether they're male or female. And that's just the bottom line. So you have all these frustrated people that think they have a valuation of themselves that other people should like, and it's not happening for them. Maybe they've been used by somebody who have spotted the fact that they're a beta person and could use them, and so you have all these little dynamics working in this red pill manosphere space. And essentially what Pearl is doing, these hoes, these, it shouldn't even sound right saying that. First of all, it don't even roll up. Like, it's like hearing some high level executive say that. It's just like, you don't sound right saying that. Stop saying that, right? These hoes don't know what they're talking about. And it's like, I hope the guys like that line. It's just like, what the hell? It's a bunch of weirdos, I'm telling you. And, on the Democrat or Republican side, you have extreme passionate ignorance. Extreme passionate ignorance. It's crazy. It's crazy. The passionate ignorance that exists on both sides of the social and political spectrum. So let's get to Keke Palmer's dude. And I should have did a live, but I just hope, I told you guys, I will focus on blogging after my business is where I want it to be. But Keke Palmer's baby daddy recently came under fire because she was at the Usher concert. He was serenading her. She was, sort of gyrating in her mood, having fun, post mommy, getting out there. And she was out in Vegas, I think. And her dude, I guess, who was at home with the baby or whatever, because I guess he's not as well off or successful as her. I don't know his story. He says, something on the lines of, you're a mom. And he was talking about the way that she was dressed. And here's the thing, when, I understand where he was coming from, and there was a lot of women that jumped on that thread talking about, he's a bum baby daddy and he's this and blah, and men should be telling women what to wear and women and this or other. And it's like, here's the thing, when I hear those type of ratchet women defending Keke Palmer running around with a man and a baby, right? Even if he's not her husband, you should have more self-respect for yourself than to run around with your ass cheeks out at a concert. It's like, you may be doing that for yourself. A lot of women claim that they're doing that for themselves, but a lot of women really are trying to do that to attract dudes. And they end up being disappointed, like I said on Twitter, because a lot of these women that go out overtly revealing themselves, right? And they're talking about, we're doing this for us. They come back a lot of times disappointed because all that makeup they did, all of this, they didn't, not one dude talk to them. Not one dude talked to them when they were doing all that. So that tells you, or if they do get talked to, they're going to end up being somebody's human dildo. That's pretty much what I said on Twitter. I used to talk off my LinkedIn feeds, but now I got to talk off of my Twitter's feed. So if you're not following me on Twitter, it's AngieC313. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you dig my perspective. I'm going to give it to you pragmatic. I'm not trying to grift on anything. I'm not even trying to make money off of this stuff. I'm trying to build my business and set a name for myself in a space where I'm supposedly shouldn't be, but I'm driven to be successful in another area real quick, because I got to be an example to somebody in the next generation of Black America. I want these young girls to be inspired in a different way, and I want them to have diverse people that they can kind of be inspired from, because I know that I drew a lot of my inspiration for sort of wanting to be a professional woman from just Black woman, just by seeing professional Black women. So I want to be that example. The Megan Thee Stallions, the Pooh-Keishas, and all these ratchet example of Black women. I'm going to leave that to, the birds, for real. But getting back, Darius, as a man, I can understand that's my woman. Men don't like other men coveting their women. Men do not like other men coveting their women. So if you're running around titties out, ass cheeks out, all the way out. You know, you walking around with a sheer dress with like a bathing suit on, and your ass is out, and you're at a concert. You're not at the beach. You know, and someone even tried to call me out on Twitter because they're like, "You got a picture of it," and I'm like, "I just came back from the beach. I don't wear sweats to the beach." But the bathing suit I had on was very appropriate. You didn't see cleavage. I didn't even have, when I took the picture, I actually put like a little shirt over the panty part just so that wasn't showing. It's like I don't feel compelled to use my body as the first thing that I want anybody to see about me. And I'm comfortable in my body. I don't feel like, I think size 9 is a good size. I don't actually want to be skinnier than that because as you get older, you actually want to have a little bit more weight on you just to keep the collagen in your face. So, and I reached a 40 club. So we definitely are with our middle age look, but we still want to take care of ourselves, even though I'm really tired, as you guys can see. This is always the end of the day thing for me. So like usually the makeup's gone. I've fed the kids. I've run around. I did the things I needed to do. Had a crazy, great work day today, but it was just busy. And so I look like this at the end of the day, like I just need to just go to sleep, which I am about to do. But getting back, I wanted to just make the point that husbands, boyfriends and baby daddies, they're not husbands. And even though I agree with Darius's position, I also think that Darius is coming from a kind of premature place. If you're talking about you are a traditional man, right, then you should have married that woman before you even had a baby with her, right? So, and this is where a lot of these men and women, and this is where I say they set their own selves up for misery, because what a lot of these people do is they'll date the same person, right? And they will think because we are exclusive that we're not still single. And they'll live together, function together, like I said, shack up, right? But they don't realize that they are two single people that are functioning in a household. They're not married. They haven't said any vows to each other or to God in ceremony that they are going to stick with each other, support each other, and be in partnership for the rest of their life. They didn't do that. A lot of these people aren't doing it, and that's the easy road that a lot of people take. And when it happens, the dude is expecting for the girlfriend to treat him like he is her husband. And she is going to have a conflict reconciling that because he's not her husband, he's just her boyfriend. And honestly, she could leave at any moment because, especially if they don't have kids, they don't have ties. Same way with the dude, right? And a lot of women treat these men that are baby daddies and boyfriends like they are husbands, which really makes these guys comfortable not to even have to be the husband, right? Why do I even have to really worry about the commitment? We've been together, living together all these years. You want to get married because you feel the conflict that there's a piece of this relationship that is missing. And it's always going to be women that feel as though there's a missing piece in the relationship because I think when you get married and there's a lot of prayer involved a lot of times when you get married, and you're asking for spiritual guidance when you're in that union. And when you have not gone through that ceremonial process, you don't really have the forces that you need in your relationship governing you to be successful. That's my opinion. I think I am taking a more biblical approach to the conversation, but we've removed ourselves from these traditional ideas, what the Bible tells us. There's a reason why we shouldn't fornicate. There's a reason why people shouldn't commit adultery. And a lot of times it's because it leads to misery more times than not. Even if it results in a moment of pleasure, it still leads to long-term misery, a lot of that stuff. So I totally understand why the Bible is such a practical guidance for just overall being and living. Even if you don't believe in it, there's a lot of common sense points in the Bible that, to me, should I think everybody should hair too. So, I don't think the man should be dragged. I think that he does have the right position. And I actually do like Kiki's response because she really didn't, turn into this victimized woman. She didn't get on there and drag him back. I'm pretty sure that whatever this resulted in was a conversation behind closed doors where it should have been. And that's where you really messed up, because it's like, why would you go on social media and do that? I mean, I understand that you probably felt publicly insulted that your woman decided to go to a concert with her ass cheeks out. Let's look at this dude's position here. I'm sure he felt publicly insulted that she would even go there, right? So I think he just, reactiveness, right? I'm going to publicly insult you for the insult that you're making me feel, which was not a good move, because he basically made that situation much worse. He got people dragging him. Even CNN, who can't even cover Hunter Biden the right way, is covering Keke Palmer and her baby daddy. Like, really, CNN? You just got time? But anyways, you guys, it's been a weird week with the 4th of July being this week. I hope everyone had an opportunity just to enjoy the holiday. If you spend time with your family, I hope you had a wonderful time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been invited to be on a couple of people's podcasts, and I'm like, crap, I'm going to have to do my hair and put on probably some makeup. But you guys know me. It's like I really have been so lazy with the whole doing makeup thing. I know it. I know that podcasters, you got to put on your face, but I just don't feel compelled. That stuff clogs my skin. So, anyways, you guys have a wonderful day. I will talk to you later. Check out the shorts. I will try to do more shorts because those are probably easier for me to do than the long form videos. But have a good one, guys. Bye.